What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of the Power Button Podcast. I am your co-host, Darren Badmouth Motherfucking Beasley, and who are you?
I'm your co-host, Josh Meany.
Goddamn right. And today we're talking about Rise of Skywalker.
And The Watchmen.
Yeah, The
Watchmen. We should do
Watchmen.
The Watchmen first? Because it's probably going to be a lot shorter.
Did we? Okay. All right.
Start with The Watchmen.
We haven't talked about The Watchmen?
No. Well, not really, because remember I said I wanted to save it for the podcast, but then we kept I kept saying more because I just wanted to talk about it with somebody, because nobody I know watches the show.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So we'll do The Watchmen then.
Darren, because on the last episode I was like, you got to watch The Watchmen.
Okay.
Darren
yeah.
watched The Watchmen.
Yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Whole goddamn
Watched
season.
the whole thing. Yep, sat down. I got my little trial of HBO that expires Sunday, and I watched the entire series within like 3 days or something like that. It's dreadful time. 9 hours. God help me, but I did it. It was really good. I mean, I loved it. I thought it was awesome.
Yeah, I loved it too. Like, I love that. It's the fucking problem. Nobody I talk to is watching this show.
Yeah.
Like, I talk to so many people, like, at work, just about movies, shows. Nobody's watching The Watchmen.
Yeah, no.
I told Nichols, I'm like, you gotta watch it. It doesn't have HBO anymore because Game of Thrones ended. I told my girlfriend. She hasn't watched it either.
Yeah.
And now we're about to spoil the shit out of it right in front of her.
Yeah, it's fire. Now, I watched, obviously, the movie. Big fan of the movie. Big fan of the comic book.
I don't know much. See, all my knowledge of Watchmen is from the movie. Zack Snyder movie. I've never read any of the comics. I don't really...
There's only one.
I started looking... Oh, there's only one?
Yeah.
See.
Yep.
I started looking into more of what happened because I didn't really understand certain things in the show. So I started looking up the comic book, and I was like, oh, shit, you know?
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like, a lot of people, if you didn't watch the movie and if you don't know anything about the book, then watching the show is hard. Hard as hell. The characters don't make any sense.
Yeah, I was like halfway there because I saw the movie, you know?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like...
Yeah, like...
And even in the beginning, I was telling you, I'm like, this doesn't feel like The Watchmen.
Yeah.
This is like a spin-off. Like, there was nothing with The Watchmen, like little things here and there.
It still doesn't really feel like The Watchmen.
No, it's a Dr. Manhattan show, I guess you would call it.
I don't know. I wouldn't call it that.
Not
I mean,
even
I
that?
just... I mean, I don't know what to call it. I just... The original feeling of The Watchmen is not there.
Well, it's Angela's show, actually.
Yeah, that's really what it is.
100%, yeah.
But it's not Watchmen.
Just in the end, it ended up being a very big part of Dr. Manhattan's story.
Yes,
so.
absolutely. But it, yeah, I just couldn't believe how good it was. I couldn't believe how good it was. And, I mean, people were shitting on it. So, yeah, so we're going to cover that too, okay? So...
Yeah, this is what we talked a little bit about.
Yeah, there's an audience out there that believes, they call it the wokeman, you know, and they think
funny.
That's full. It is funny, and they think that it's like full of SJW stuff. But and here's the thing: I'm very aware of that type of content. We've criticized SJW feminist
Countless
type of
times.
stuff. Yeah, that's like half of what our show is
Like,
about.
as of right now, like, it's at its high point. It's
Yeah,
happening
yeah,
all the
exactly.
goddamn time and everything.
Exactly, especially Disney, Star Wars, stuff like that. And I watched the show thinking it was going to be like that. Now, I mean, I don't get it. I really don't get it. There are certain scenes that I watch where I'm like, okay, that was a hit. But the only scene I feel like that sticks out to me, like I mentioned to you before, they meet up with True, the Asian woman, and Silver Spectre. Not Silver Spectre. Silk Spectre. You know, she has that guy, that historian guy, following her, and and they told him he couldn't go to the meeting because it was a ladies only meeting.
Yeah.
That was like obnoxiously wrong. Like I could just feel the cringe inside of my body. Like, oh, wow, that was fucked up. Like that because it doesn't have anything to do with. No, I shouldn't say it doesn't have anything to do with the story. It just felt out of place. It just
weird.
felt
I didn't
forced
really
and
notice
obnoxious.
anything about it, but there was things in the show I was like, all right, I feel like people are going to talk about this. You know what I mean? And Hooded Justice. Like I again didn't read the comics. I know nothing.
No, he wasn't really in the comics.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I like when they, because I knew that he was a white guy with the hood. Like that's all I knew. And when he ended up like there was a black version of him, I guess. But I thought they were just switching it up completely, and it was just one story. And then we talked about it, and you told me about it.
Yeah.
But that was really the only big thing that I was like, oh, okay. Like people aren't gonna like this.
Well,
but
so
I
here's the
didn't
thing.
know.
Here's the thing. Here's the confusion with the Hooded Justice, because me and my buddy Taylor were talking about it. Me and Taylor have been into the Watchmen for a long time. I think I would say he was probably into the Watchmen more than I was. And because I actually got the book from him, so, like when I read it. Hooded Justice is a very convoluted character that I don't think was ever fully created, and it doesn't really make any sense with the timelines. Like, if we look at Hooded Justice in the movie, the Watchmen movie, the only scene he's in is when he comes in and the comedian's trying to rape Silk Spectre's mom or whatever, and he says, "You bastard," and he punches the comedian. When he says "you bastard," his accent is German. It's a white man, like definitely. And then he's beating up the comedian, and the comedian says, "Oh, you like this, right? Like this gets you hot." Like he says something like that to him, and he's like, "What?" Like he seems confused. Like what the hell are you talking about? That's it. Okay, so he's a white guy there. Okay, but then the show, the original. I keep calling him the original because I'm basically saying I'm making the presupposition that there's two of them. You know what I mean? There's a white one and a black one now. Okay, so the original story of Hooded Justice and how it came to be, that episode 6, I want to say it is, fire.
Oh no, that was it was episode 6.
Is it episode? Yeah, episode 6. The whole pills, and you get to see his story, and that's the original Hooded Justice.
The episode when I was like, you have to watch this.
Yeah,
and I said it to him like, this last episode is one of the best episodes like I've seen in television.
Yeah,
like, it's up there.
It's incredible.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it.
I thought it was great.
So well done.
Yeah. I thought it was great.
And everything from there on is like, a lot of build up, and it was good. Like I was interested.
Yeah.
But once it hit that point, it took off for the rest.
Yep, absolutely. And so we get to see his origin story, which is awesome. Like Hooded Justice, the rope with the bag, and they were hanging him and stuff like that. That makes absolute sense. There's a black guy. Like we're just thinking. I keep calling him the original because it's like, did he pass it on to the German guy? Did he retire? We don't know what happens. Like Will, like his name, like he's 100 and something years old, so we know he lives.
Yeah.
But he's no longer Hooded Justice. So is there another Hooded Justice? Really that's what's confusing. And in every time I noticed they showed Hooded Justice, the white version, the camera would pan out and it would be a part of the American Hero story. An American Hero story was debunked by the historian that was following Silk Spectre. He's like, yeah, that show's bullshit. I know everything about you. I know everything about the Minutemen and the Watchmen, and that show's terrible. It's not accurate. He denounces it. And there's another character in the show, I can't remember who it is, that also denounces that show. Saying that it's not accurate, that it's not true. And that's the only time we see the white Hooded Justice. And he's gay, and he's a sadomasochist, and he kills the two guys in the thing. So
that was so weird.
Yeah. So one could say that that's not true. One could say that Hooded Justice doesn't actually exist.
There's not enough. Like it's not like there's a whole comic series on it.
Right. Exactly. But what trips people up is that he definitely has a white German accent in the movie, which is supposed to be canon. So is he white? He's white, but that was 1940 during that time when he punches the comedian. It was 1920, I want to say, or 1922,
something like that,
when Will was Hooded Justice. So when he met the Minutemen and he got involved in the Minutemen, like right before World War II, 1940, it runs into the same timeline. So
I see what you're saying.
You see what I'm saying? Yep. Will still would have been Hooded Justice. But for some reason in the movie, he has that German accent, and then for some reason in the show, they have the white version.
Like it makes sense. Like
it's
not like the continuity is fucked up by it.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. His character it's almost like they created it one way, and then the show was like, we're gonna do it this way instead. That's what it seemed like, and I love the way the show did it as opposed to the way the movie had him being with the German thing. But I imagine that Zack Snyder just referenced the books and was like, well, he's got to be a white guy. Because Will's story didn't exist in the comics. He's not. That's a new story.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
but it still fits. And
yeah. So it I don't know. The show really throws you for a loop with that character. You really don't know. It's like Will is definitely Hooded Justice. That's where we see the origin come from. But this white version that's in the movie, that's in the comic, that's in that's even in the show itself. No
maybe
fucking
it'll be
idea.
more in season 2.
If they make another season.
Yeah.
Which I hope they don't.
I think they will, though. I think they will. Because I haven't talked to a lot of people who have actually watched it. But, like, if you go online, like, people do like this show.
Yes, they
like,
do.
People really like this show. And it's doing really well. So, that's when, like, they're going to do another one. And I'm interested to see what happens after.
I don't really care that much.
I want to see what Angela does with that power. Just because, like, I've become so attached to Angela. I loved her whole backstory. She was great. Like, I love that character, and I want to see what she does with that power. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, that show was a very smart show. You had to pay attention.
Think. Yep. Like, you really got to think, like, what is going on?
Yeah,
right
one
now?
thing leads to another thing, which leads to another thing, and it's like a domino effect, and it's like it is written so fucking well.
So weird. And they had no problem showing dick. No problem showing dick. Like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well,
but,
Dr. Manhattan,
Yeah. But Jeremy Irons.
Yeah. Yeah.
He did such a good job.
Yep. He was Ozymandias.
And that whole storyline was crazy. Yeah. So crazy. Like, all the clones are there. You're like, why? Then you find out why. Because Dr. Manhattan created them because of the people. Like,
yeah. Insane,
dog. This is like...
This
is the stuff I want. This is substance. Yeah. I need that. You know what?
What confused me, there was one thing in the show that confused me. Like, I have to keep rethinking about it. Two things, actually, about Ozymandias' character. One was... like he puts "Save Me, Daughter" or "Help Me, Daughter" or whatever, and with the bodies on the side of the moon of Jupiter or whatever. How in the world did he time it to where the satellite would be going around the moon taking pictures of it? That's what confused me. It's like, how did he get that down? Like, how did he know her satellite would be there at that specific time so he would have the thing spelled out?
Well,
that was very bizarre. Was it left there?
I'm pretty sure. Didn't he just leave it there and then he dipped out and then the satellite eventually found it?
Oh, well, no, because he's there being like, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and then it shows him.
And that confused me. Right. I was like, how would he know exactly?
Maybe there's a way. Maybe he was studying it enough.
Because she tells him it'll be there in 5 years and X amount of days. She says when the satellite will be.
That's right.
But I don't see him.
Someone like him, though. No, him. I could see him like, all right, that's when it'll happen. All right.
No, that's too much.
Really? You don't think so?
Dog, if I told you a time, he's the smartest man on the planet. Like, he's a genius. Absolutely. He can build a whole bunch of stuff. For your time, for when I say that to you, for you to lock in the time right now and be like, from this moment, 5 years, X amount of months, X amount of days, X amount of hours, I need to be in this position.
Well, he could figure it out right on the spot, like there and then. And then this is but
we didn't. But that's the thing, we didn't see that.
No,
she just says that to him, and he just like.
But I really just that character, I wouldn't put that past him.
I wouldn't put it past him, but you have to make it believable. You have to have a scene where
they should have showed.
Yeah,
they should have showed.
Yeah. He should have been like really, and then like really like wrote that down and like have it be a thing, and like him reference a paper and be like, all right, I got 3 hours left, and we're like, what is he talking about? Instead of him just doing it and the satellite showing up, it was like. So he just kept that information in his head. Didn't he have a watch? He kept having he had like that watch, but it kept breaking and he kept restarting it.
That's right.
I don't know really much about that, but and the other thing, and one of my favorite parts of the whole goddamn show, was when Looking Glass or whatever, when he was younger and he's in the carnival thing and that girl takes his clothes off and the squid hits the thing. That was nuts.
It was insane.
That was crazy.
I went into this. I had not even the slightest idea of anything that was going to happen. I was just on this ride through the whole thing. Yeah, that was
crazy.
My two favorite episodes are the Hooded Justice one, where you figure that out, and then the episode "A God Walks Into a Bar."
Okay. Yep. Yep.
That
That
episode
one
was
was tit.
amazing.
Yep,
It
that
was
was tit.
amazing.
Yep.
Like, I loved it. It was
Yep.
so good. The dialogue. And that was Dr. Manhattan to me.
Yeah.
When he was sitting there
Yeah.
talking to her. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, and I was saying, like, I get, like, him being a black man. It all makes sense.
Yeah.
But I felt like after a while, it was becoming kind of funny to me. Because at first, like, he's confused. He doesn't really know what's going on. And that really explained why he was still, like, a blue-black guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, but, like, once it went to the next episode, I'm like, oh, so, like, he's never going to go back to that. And this is what it got kind of silly to me. You know what I mean? Because I just... You know,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
Dr.
right.
Manhattan, but it's a black guy. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what I'm used to seeing.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I wouldn't call that SJW. Oh, we're making him black now. It's like
No,
they put
that
it in
makes
the
sense in
right
the story.
Yeah, it makes sense in the story.
Yeah.
They put it in the right context. Dr. Manhattan doesn't give a fuck what he looks like.
No.
He can look like all
He did it
different
for
types
her.
of shit. Yeah,
Yeah.
He could look like a raccoon for all he felt, like Rocket. You know, he could look like whatever. He's not. He does not care what he looks like. He can embody whatever. So that's him being black was fine. But anyways, back to the squid. That's the other thing I didn't understand. I don't. What the fuck was that? What did he do? He killed millions of people. How did he do that? And why is it? Is just this giant squid just landed? What did they do to it?
I don't know.
Like,
Teleported it from somewhere, and it just.
And
fucked
that's the thing.
everything
He said it's a hoax. So did he actually find a gigantic squid and teleport it and land it on the city? Or, seriously,
so,
like
yeah.
what did he? I wish they explained that. And that's the thing in the comics. In the movie, in the movie, just jump right to something else, right? But in the movie, they did it to where, and I love the way they did it in the movie because the movie I thought was better than the comics, and I think it's kind of better than the show, whatever. But what he did was he took Dr. Manhattan's teleportation powers and he made a bomb out of it essentially, and he detonates it in the middle of Manhattan. So everyone thinks that Dr. Manhattan had attacked humanity. So that's why he casts himself out. And that makes way more sense for Dr. Manhattan to be the bad guy in the eyes of the humans. In the comics, though, aliens show up. Like, aliens just show up. There's just UFOs start just coming over the planet.
I gotta
and
read
start
the comic.
fucking shit up.
I
yeah.
really do.
And I just thought that was corny. I was like, what the hell? Like, aliens show up? Really? Like, this is dumb. And so the show kind of took from that, like, yeah, aliens showed up and fucked shit up. But he just had a squid. And I don't get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. What? And then, dog, when it camera pans out and you see the squid, you see like the tentacles and stuff. It's just sitting there. It's not moving.
Yeah,
It's not
like, I feel like it would only kill the people it hit on the way down, the impact. I don't get what else happened. 'Cause
Yeah.
there was bodies everywhere when he came out.
Yeah.
Like, I have no idea.
That just didn't make any sense to
And that's
me.
when I Googled, I was like, what is this? And I Googled it, and it was in the comic, and it was like the same thing. And I'm like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
I guess that's what happened, you know?
Yeah, he's like, oh, yeah, I faked it. It's like, faked what? What do you mean? And then he's got this squids he's dropping on people throughout the planet. Where's the? How does it make any sense? I just don't get it. Fine, it's not a big deal. It's not that doesn't really negatively
ruin the
impact the
show.
show by any means. But I just thought, I wish they could explain that more. What the fuck?
Out of everything that happened, you have like 2-3 problems with it.
Yeah,
you know?
I mean, it's not even really a problem.
Yeah.
I just
Don't
like
get it.
what is that? What the fuck is that? It worked out nice. Like, one of my favorite scenes in the whole show is when the whole thing with the
Really?
squid hits the thing and all the bodies are there, and like that was, and there's people. Some of the people are walking around like they're alive.
They survived it. Whatever
Somehow,
happened,
yeah.
somehow.
Like,
Yeah.
that's it. I thought it was fire, and then he wears the tinfoil because he's so and
so fucked.
oh man, I love it.
I really like this character a lot. And what would she call her? Call him?
Mirror face
Mirror
or mirror
face or
head or
whatever. He
something.
was
Yeah,
just-
yeah.
God, Jesus. Just call me by my name. You get so frustrated about it.
And so with her, okay, so the other thing, my favorite episode, there's episode 3. Episode 3, episode 6, I'd say. And probably God Walks Into a Bar. Those 3 episodes are my favorite. Episode 3, when she tells this joke, right? I was on my
on
pins
the
and
phone,
needles.
yeah.
Yeah. So first of all, I love these booths that they've built saying, "Oh, you could talk to Dr. Manhattan
Yeah.
and he's on Mars." Total bullshit, like complete bullshit,
Yeah.
obvious bullshit. But she goes in there anyway, and that's what I like about it. She
Yeah.
knows it's dumb. But and that's the thing with. She's fucked Silver. I keep calling her Silver Spectre, but she's fucked Dr. Manhattan and Night Owl, you know? And it's like, they're both gone now. So she's just trying to talk to him. So the joke that she's saying, hopefully I got this right in my head and I didn't fuck it up. The way I interpret it, and this is the reason why I think the episode is so fucking good. She's like, she could tell you this joke where there was this man and he was trying to build a house or whatever with this girl. And they got the whole house, they built it up, showed her how to do it, but when they were done, there was a brick left over. So he started freaking out, saying it's not built right, have to destroy it, whatever. So he goes to destroy it. She goes, hey, I have an idea, throws the brick up in the air. And then she says, oh, never mind, I messed the joke up. So let me start over and say something else. Which I thought was weird. I
thought that was dope for some reason,
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck is she talking about?
Fucking writing in this show.
So then she goes, okay, so there's 3 people. One of them's an owl, one of them's a god, and one of them is a what was the fucking third person?
I can't fucking remember it. I just remember I couldn't even remember that.
It was Ozymandias.
I just remember there was 3.
It was on Ozymandias. It was an owl, it was Ozymandias, and it was a god. And they're all it was Dr. Manhattan, and they all go up to God and say, and God's like, okay, you're all done now. You're gonna go to hell or heaven. We're gonna work this out. And the owl goes first, and he says, I saved all these people. I was a hero and stuff. And he goes, well, how many people did you kill? He goes, I didn't kill anybody. I did it without killing anybody. He's like, you're too soft. You're just too soft. You don't really know how to get down nitty gritty. You're not like what you could be. So you're gonna go to hell. So he sends the owl to hell, and then the smartest man alive.
I can't believe you remember it because it's funny. I think back to him like, yeah, I remember that being dope, but I don't remember it like you do.
When I watched that shit, it like rewired my brain.
I feel like you're just reminding me right now. I'm like, yeah, that's right. I didn't remember it fucking word for word. Jesus Christ.
So then the next person was the smartest man alive, who we're supposed to interpret as Ozymandias.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, I saved the world. I tricked everybody, but I got rid of all the nuclear bombs and I made the world peace or whatever. So how many people did you kill? He killed 3 million. And he goes, oh, you're a monster. You killed all these people, whatever. You're going to go to hell, And then it was the god's turn next, which is Dr. Manhattan is what we're supposed to interpret it as. And he's like, what did you do? And he's like, oh, I can make reality, make life. I can do all sorts of things. And he's like, well, how many people did you kill? And he's like, I don't even view death as death. He's like, there's the same amount of particles in a live being as there is in a dead being. And I was like, that's Dr. Manhattan. That's exactly what the fuck he would say. That's exactly what the fuck he would say. I didn't kill anybody. And he goes, well, I already know, like, this is, you're going to send me to hell. I already know it. And he's like, well, what do you mean? He's like, well, I'm already living in hell, so it doesn't really matter. And I was like, that's fire, because Dr. Manhattan leaves the planet because he can't fuck with it. It's like, he already feels like he's living in hell.
Yeah.
Come to find out, he ends up committing his own suicide by deliberation, just letting events fold out, meaning that he doesn't want to live anymore. And so that ties into it. It's almost like a bit of foreshadowing. Him saying that I'm already in hell is almost like saying, I don't even think of that. Yeah, I don't even want to be alive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's what ties into the end of the show, that he allows himself to get clipped. So he says that to God, and God goes, okay, I'm going to send you to hell anyway. So he sends him to hell. And then the girl shows up, and they have some conversation. I can't remember how that went, but the brick ends up falling back down from when she threw it up in the air, and it hits God in the head. She said it hits him so hard in the head, his eyeball pops out, and his brain shoots out of his nose, and God ends up dying. And then what happens to God after he dies? He ends up going to hell. And what I thought it was fire, not only about the whole Dr. Manhattan and Night Owl and the Ozymandias thing, but God being society at the time, looking at the heroes after they were done their run, the Watchmen. Night Owl representing the Watchmen that were like Silk Spectre, that were like Rorschach, that were like a
Watchmen,
like that weren't Ozymandias because he was the bad guy, and obviously wasn't Dr. Manhattan because he was very unique. He was the only one with superpowers. Yeah. And so what did society do with the Watchmen after they were done? Sent them to hell, disgusted, just outcasted them, get the fuck out of here. It didn't even matter what it was. That's what was so dope about it too. Oh, you didn't kill anybody. Too soft. You're going to hell. Next, oh, you killed all these people? You're a monster. Society wasn't having the Watchmen at all. So it sends all of them to hell. And then when the brick comes back down, the way I interpreted that was like with Silk Spectre saying that she throws the brick up in the air. They tried to build society. They tried to build it up in a certain way, but they didn't know how, and they fucked it up. And so when they had all the bricks, and God says, "Oh, well, the man, says, oh, it's done, but there's one brick left over." That's, in my interpretation of it, that's the Watchmen. That one brick was the vigilantes. That's what the Minutemen were, or the Watchmen were. That's what they all were. So when she throws the brick up in the air, she goes, "Oh." Fucking throws it up in the air, then later it comes back and it kills the society, because now you have a society that doesn't have any of the mass vigilantes, and you have the 7th Cavalry coming out, and they're trying to replicate what Rorschach did. Well, not replicate what he did.
No, not what he did, but
his visage or whatever. And then
it's visually, they don't represent anything about
Rorschach whatsoever. And then the
said Rorschach.
And then the police masking themselves as well. So we see a decline in the society overall after the Watchmen and the Minutemen are done. So in other words, it's like they need to be a part of this society in order for it to function properly, and that's part of the whole joke, that the whole thing can't work without the Watchmen. But even when the Watchmen were there, the society declined it. It's like your white blood cells attacking medicine. That's the way I view it. Like, even if I try to give you something good, you can't fucking. You're just casting it all out, and then the brick comes down and kills you.
Like, I'm just gazing at you that didn't go through my head. I just like the way she was telling it and the way it was like done.
Yeah, I was.
You were like, took that. And
I
you
was
went the fuck off. I can't wait to watch this. Honestly, I can't wait and look at my face sitting here like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's the way I saw it.
Oh,
it happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
Our viewers, the 20 of you, you guys
30,
know.
34,
fly.
35.
Yeah. That's crazy when you put.
Yeah.
See, but that's what this is what I need. You know what I mean? I need writing like this. I need stuff that makes me think, like stuff I haven't seen before, stuff that keeps me on the edge, like not predictable at all.
Yeah.
Even if it's a little predictable, that's okay.
Right.
This show, to me, you
didn't really know.
If I would have predicted anything, I would have been fucking insane.
I
would have got so goddamn lucky.
Yeah. And I like Dr. Manhattan clipping himself at the end. I like it because I like how he's taking these weird, bizarre.
I got so frustrated by it. I was like, fuck.
I know, it sucks, right? But I like how he's taking these very strange decisions in his life. They're so fucking weird. Like, he's a god, right?
The way he did it stressed me the fuck out. Like,
right.
The idea that he's letting these things happen because he knows they're gonna happen and he's gonna die, but then he's looking at Angela like, I don't want to lose you. Like, that's the look he's giving. So it's like, he doesn't want to lose her. He does love her, but he does want to die, and he's like, it just stressed. You know what I mean? Just that idea. Like, he came out, took everyone out when they attacked the house. Yeah. But then he got clipped, and I'm like, it just pissed me off. I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah, right.
Why are you doing that?
And that's good that it made you feel that way, because that's what Angela feels. That's exactly what Angela feels. Completely confused, blindsided, doesn't know what the fuck. Like, you're so powerful. Why are you letting this happen? And you didn't have to let any of it happen.
No.
That's what I like about it.
He
wanted it. He would just say to her, "Yeah, we're not going to win this." It's like, then why are you out there blowing them up? He's just entertaining her. He's just showing her that, he's going to do a little bit.
And he did it to save her.
Yeah. I mean, he didn't want her to die.
He knows what he has to do to keep her alive up to that point where she takes on the power of Dr. Manhattan.
Yeah, and he could have eliminated Dog. He could have snapped his fingers, and everyone in the outside and out back could have floated into particles, turned them into butterflies if he wanted to. But he just wanted to go. And then I was thinking, too, what I think is so fucking dope is he walks into a bar. Like, why did he pick Angela, right? I'm thinking to myself, why? They didn't fully explain what it was. He was like, he knew
that he was going to love her.
But here's the thing. He had to get a human being that was able to get picked up in that manner. You know what I mean? Because I wouldn't imagine Dr. Manhattan really gives that much of a fuck about what his girlfriend or wife looks like. I mean, maybe he does, but I don't think he does. I think he literally was like scanning around and saw a woman that he could approach and talk to and would accept him for him. He could try this the same tactic with other women, and they'd be like, "Get the fuck out of here." And actually, they would actually leave. They would not want to date him.
That's the thing that fucking stresses me out.
You know,
there's this set like destiny, like what is going to happen, and he knows that, but at the same time, he's living it like he should. If he wouldn't know that,
yeah, right.
You know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's so much for my brain.
That's the thing. I think that's what makes Dr. Manhattan upset. I think that's what fucks with him.
Yeah, he can't take it
because he
anymore.
knows everything that's going to happen before
He can
it
take
happens.
a fucking season of it.
Yeah, like, and that's the thing. And so I love when he puts that thing in his head to make him, like, his powers dulled out completely. He won't even remember 10 years. So he's thinking, good, I'll be able to shut this off, this brain of mine, this consciousness of mine that's able to predict what's going to happen accurately. For 10 years, I'll be able to just live like a fucking person.
But then he knows that after that 10 years, it's gonna like, and then that's gonna be.
And then I think he's thinking to himself, "Well, I did it for 10 years. I did it. I got away with it for 10 years. What am I gonna do? Go do another 10 years with someone else? It's just gonna happen again, you know." And I like how that's how he,
and how he
takes
can
himself
live
out.
all these moments at once. It's insane. Where are you right now? You know, when she says that to him, and he's like, "I'm in every moment
every
that we were
dimension
together."
that we've,
yep. I'm like,
yep. And that was dope. And I felt like they really capitalized that on the show and not so much on the movie. They didn't really tackle that on the movie so much.
Yeah,
They did it a little bit.
I don't remember that.
Because I'm pretty sure Silk Spectre asked him where he was, and he says he's on Mars.
Yeah, and she gets pissed off about it. I remember
Yeah, and
that.
then he takes her to Mars. But him being cloned, like he's like fucking her
But
with
to
all
me,
the
that
clones.
was
But
like different places in the same time.
At the same
At the same time. Like, this is different times at once. That's
yeah, it really expanded on how powerful he really is, and I like that. But that's the thing; he's not omnipotent, right? He's not omnipotent. I believe the word is omnipotent. Like, he can't. This is what I love about Dr. Manhattan too. He still has that humanity side to him. He can't look at. He could see the future when he's looking at it. If that makes any sense, he can only see it if he's compelled to look in that direction and go in that direction. So, for example, if Dr. Manhattan existed today and you were to stand up and start doing jumping jacks, he wouldn't know you're doing jumping jacks because he's not looking. He's not looking there.
Oh, see, I thought
doesn't have anything to do with
knew
him.
all of it at once, because that was what was stressing me out. So he's literally looking forward into the future purposely. I thought he just knew everything at once. Like, it was, that's just how it was, and that's what was so crazy about it to me.
Well, I mean, he does, but it only when it pertains to him.
Trigger it. I thought
only
he didn't have a
pertains to him.
choice. I thought that's just how it was.
No.
And that's stressful when you think about it. You know, like, I don't want to know how I end, but I do. You know, that's what I was thinking, that it was, and that he just knew everything. He just knew.
Yeah, no. He only knows what he decides to look at, what he decides to look. So, for example, when he goes to the bar and he's talking to her, there could be someone else in the other side of the room having a conversation. He doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. He doesn't. He's focused on. He knows this timeline. He knows what's going to happen. You know what I mean? He knows the song.
A little bit better about it.
Yeah,
a little bit better about it, but it's still fucking stressful.
Yeah, like the song that plays.
Doing it.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But, how long have we been on The Watchmen? Jesus.
So what? 30 minutes, probably.
Probably.
I think it's time.
Yeah. Clearly, we like The Watchmen. Clearly, Darren likes The Watchmen.
Yes, I love The Watchmen. Listen,
I'm really glad you liked it.
Fuck what anybody says about the woke culture. I don't get it. Listen, it's too original.
I don't even pay attention to other people saying that shit. I just wait until if I feel like, this is ridiculous. But like, because there's been a lot of times where people hype it up like, oh, this is woke, you know what I mean? And I've seen it, and it's like, oh, really? I feel like you're just forcing it to have Facebook posts, you know what I mean? Fucking clickbait shit. Like, I've seen it so much. So I wait to see it on my own to see if it actually is like that.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
Captain Marvel. Perfect.
Captain Marvel. Yeah, they said it. Well, I do take in consideration when they say that this form of media is woke. I do get worried, and I'm like, fuck, I don't really know if I should watch it because it's going to be, you know what I mean? And I kind of had a little bit of a jaded feeling going into The Watchmen because everyone's saying that, you know, it was woke and everything, but after watching it, like, it's not woke if a character we've never seen before was black.
They're making this shit up.
Yeah.
It's not. They're not changing anything.
And dog, it takes
It's coming
place
up with their own story. That's what they need to do.
Yeah, in 1920, like racism was a thing. Like hooded justice.
And even in the world
like,
they set up, like that Watchmen world, like the racism made sense.
Yeah.
As to what everything that was going on.
Yeah,
It
it's
fit
not
and it
it's
worked.
not a reflection of our society today. And like I was telling you, if that's the way the director wanted it to be, it is so far fetched that it comes off as sci-fi.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't even
No,
think that's what.
it's
they want.
not a reflection of society today. It's just not. It's just not. Didn't feel it. Everything was original about it. It's almost like saying, yeah, Halo. Oh yeah, Halo's woke because I don't know. Fucking Master Chief takes his helmet off and he's black. It's like, really? Is he? That's SJW. Why can't he be black? I don't. How does that? He's a soldier. Aren't there black soldiers out there? Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah,
But
no, it was fine. It worked.
Yeah, it worked. Well, it didn't piss me off, except that one thing. But
I kind of do hope they do a season 2, and I'll 100% watch season 2 if they do it. I just want to see. I want to see what Angela does with that. You know,
all the
It'd be
players
funny
in the
if she
game are
steps out and
done.
just falls into the goddamn
I know,
pool.
right? All the players I feel like are done. That's what I feel like.
Well,
Ozymandias
I
is
was
gone.
following Angela though. Like, what does she do now? I
don't know. I mean, yeah, that's
I
interesting.
want to know. I really
But
want to know.
are we going to do a whole season off her powers? Like, I'm saying all the characters we settled it. Like, True's gone.
Yeah,
and-
it could end perfectly right now.
Yeah, like I just don't see like our whole
But I'll
season's going to
totally
be.
take on. I would take that on.
I think they could give a couple episodes to it. Like, honestly, what her having powers. Like, okay, a whole season, the rest of the show without Dr. Manhattan, without Ozymandias, without
Maybe not the whole show. I just want I gotta see what she
you know
does
what I mean?
with that though.
I know what you mean.
I'm
I know what
saying?
you're saying. If she has powers, it's intriguing to see what she's going to do with it.
What she does with all that power, you know?
Yeah.
Because it changes you. It changed Dr. Manhattan. You know what I mean?
Well, she's not getting those. She's not. I don't think she's going to be able to. She can't see forward in time. She's just not. You know, she's still immortal. He was saying that there's limitations.
Oh, there. Yeah.
It's not you adopt the same like abilities, but it's not like you're
No, so she's just,
actually
like,
made out
Superman.
of. Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we've been on this shit
Yeah.
for that long. That's our thoughts on The Watchmen.
Yes.